I'm telling you, Mr. Speaker, actions speak louder than words. The Deputy President may have said that he is a shareholder and there are issues about his community, but if you look at the appointments that are being made in Kenya, then you will realize that the person of the President himself is the one who is the biggest troublist, Mr. Speaker, because he's appointing people from his own community for every provision. Mr. Speaker, if we have to find a situation where a school has failed, you do not fire the deputy principal. You get rid of the principal. Our problem is not the deputy, it is the head.
Yes, Farah.
Thank you, Mr.
Honorable Speaker, the DP, since he assumed office, we have witnessed nothing but abuse of power, discrimination against communities, insubordination, disregard for the two levels of government, corruption, bullying, and many other actions that undermine the rule of law, Mr. Speaker, as well as actions that are unethical, illegal, and that severely breach public trust as contained in the motion by Honorable Mwenge Mutuse, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in supporting the removal of the Deputy President from office, we are rejecting the invitation by Honorable Rigathi Gachagua to accept tribal bigotry, Mr. Speaker.
It has become a clear ground from yesterday's interview that the DP is incapable of deputying the President. And if we needed an independent ground, that is very clear. It is also clear that the DP can no longer be part of a cabinet. It is a basic rule in terms of labor law. If you cannot work with your boss, if you insubordinate your boss, if one person is to go, is the subordinate, not the boss. Now, some people have said, kufa makanga, kufa dereva. Now, let me explain to you. First of all, when you say kufa dereva, kufa makanga, you must remember that in that bus there are passengers. And those passengers can die if you are reckless. In this case, those passengers are Kenyans. We as Parliament must navigate that issue so carefully that the passengers called Kenyans remain safe.
First of all, having seen that the motion has been signed by 291 members, this House single constituencies are 290. Yes. If 291 have signed and will vote, Gachagua must go. Number two, we have not come here to vilify anybody. We have come here with facts, we have come here with evidence, and we have come here with the law. I want to be in a country where my son and my daughter, if he qualifies and if he's eligible, will get employment, will do business, will walk proud and tall, not because he comes from Waondo village in Nyanza, but because she or he is eligible. This politics of everybody must come from Mount Kenya. Mount Kenya. Usiguze mlima. Usiguze milima. We must show, Mr. Speaker, that this country is for us all. We must show, Mr. Speaker, that there are no people who are entitled more than the others. That there are people who fought for Mau Mau more than the others, or that there are people who are more populated than others. And so this idea that they work for Kenya Kwanza government and that they must eat, it is their time to eat. This deputy president his mentality is that he got votes for President Ruto, and so it is his time to eat. For that reason only, I would vote, because I want a situation after we are through with elections, everybody, including me, is served, because I pay taxes like everybody else.
Today we are using the sword to impeach you, just to protect the children that are suffering, that you threatened. that you blackmailed, that you told that if you dare speak or utter a word, I am the Deputy President of Kenya, elected by issue. Finish who? We will finish you today in this floor of the House.
Jaramogi Oginga Odinga is one of the people who fought for independence. And the colonialists actually offered him to be to become the president of Kenya. He declined and left that for Jomo Kenyatta to become the president. And in 1964, Jaramogi became the first vice president of the Republic of Kenya. Exactly 2 years down the line, like the 2 years we now have with the deputy president, Jaramogi decided that due to the ideologies that he was holding, which differed from the president, he decided to step down and leave the position of vice president, not for his own good, but for the greater good of the Republic of Kenya. He actually stepped down. I would like, in my own statement, to ask the deputy president that Kenya is larger than you. Kenya is a big country that we need to protect. If I were you, Mr. Deputy President, please take the honorable route that some of your predecessors had taken, like Jaramogi, and step down from this position of presidency. Don't take Kenya through the valley of the abyss the dark abyss you want Kenya to go through. Secondly, I would like to say something. I was not one of the people who was actually wanting this impeachment of the deputy president. I felt that the deputy president's impeachment was not the main problems that we were having in Kenya, and that we had other issues. But having heard how the president spoke last night, I am completely convinced from that statement that the deputy president must go, and he must go as soon as possible. One of the reasons why I say that is that we are not here for our personal grandiose and our personal wealth. Kenya, if the deputy president is mourning because his father is going to turn in his grave because of the wealth that is being accused of, I wonder what the people like Bildad Kagia, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, and all those who fought for us to get through this, to get to where we are, through multi-party. Oginga Odinga and all went through house arrest, detention, to make sure that we get the multi-party that we are enjoying in this country, the democracy that we are enjoying. How are they feeling in their grave when now the deputy president is talking about making Kenya a company? What company are you talking about, and shareholders? When Kenya is a country that we have a sovereign country in Kenya. Mr. Deputy President, I was a bit on your side, but you have hanged yourself with your own rope. Whoever informed you to go to the TV yesterday did you a very big disservice. And for that, I support the motion.
I am here to do what is right, not just for the people of Mount Kenya. I am here to do what is right for the greater good of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Speaker. And that is why I rise to support this impeachment motion, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, having listened to Honorable Mutuse and all the grounds, and having looked at the Constitution, Honorable Speaker, and I would beg for us to look at Article 150 on the removal of a deputy president, the reasons as to why you may remove a deputy president from office. The first one is on the ground of physical or mental incapacity to perform the functions of that office. We have no capacity to determine the physical and mental capacity of the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua. But on impeachment as a second ground, the first ground is on the ground of a gross violation of a provision of this Constitution or any other law. The question that begs is whether one Rigathi Geoffrey Gachagua has contravened or has grossly violated one provision of our Constitution. And I think the Honorable Ekomas Mutuse was able to demonstrate this morning that Rigathi Gachagua has violated not one, but over 8 provisions of our constitution, which I agree with Honorable Mutuse. And for that reason, Rigathi Gachagua ought and must be impeached today.
I want to tell Kenyans something. Kenyans, please listen to what Gachagua has said. Gachagua has said he's being hounded out of office for speaking against demolitions, for speaking about extrajudicial killings, for speaking about mishandling of riots, for speaking about Andani, for speaking about many other ills of this government. Gachagua should be celebrated by Kenyans because what he has said as a top senior most government official is something that Kenyans should think and look at and consider revisitation, because Gachagua has said it, and that is what we are waiting for. So we celebrate Gachagua. He may go down politically, but in the eyes of Kenyans, he has done Kenyans justice.